You know, Numi's a really sharp guy, right? He's real smart. He's always putting together the sheets for us. He's always drafting quality teams. He comes in here with some really good dialed insight. But sometimes I forget how young he is. You know, he's just a young pup, a young lad. He might have a ring on a woman's finger, but he's still very young at heart. Cause my man doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day. Do we all know that it's a Hallmark holiday, that it's bullshit, that it's just flowers and clickbaity and chocolate? Yes. But Numi, we're all playing the long game here. Because when you've been married and you reach my age or you go 10 years down the road, you're going to be begging to get on the hashtag team. And the only way you solidify your role on the hashtag team on Valentine's Day is a couple roses and taking your girl out to dinner. So that's all. That's it, Numi. We got to learn you school you some lessons. Sometimes the big bros got to teach little bro a couple lessons here.
You're muted as hell.
Oh, he's muted as hell. Look at how young he is.
The thing is my girl hates it just as much as I hate it, and she thinks it's just a cheesy thing. So it's just like
so cute.
It's just there's no point. There's no point. We're not gonna fall victim to oh you want let's go spend more money so they can have another holiday season on the shelves at the stores for everyone to go buy your chocolate and your flour. It's just a joke.
I will tell you, even if she actually does, she low key wants a little bit of something.
Hey, I get that. I get that. But it's like my rebuttal is just like, like shouldn't we be loving each other every single day of the year, not just one specific day? Like, what is it? We're choosing just today to be like, oh, I love you. Like, oh, goodness gracious.
I will say, and kind of in line with you, I still give Bria like flowers, like chocolates and cute shit. But I don't do it on Valentine's Day. I do it like the day before like everything gets crazy and like and it's like just as appreciated.
I put her on her toes, put her on her heels a little bit. You know,
I surprise her with like things like constantly. I'll be going like she'll have to get up and go do a client site. I'll go get her a coffee, make sure it's literally ready to go at 6 a.m. with like a breakfast sandwich, so she doesn't have to stop out of the way. Like I'll be doing this stuff.
There you go.
It's Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day every day
at the Numi household.
Oh, good.
Oh man, that's so good. I don't know. I just had to get that one out there when you hit me with it in the Discord yesterday. I was like, this guy just doesn't know yet.
No, I think I am a fraud because I think the first 2 years I fell victim to like I don't know how she feels. You know what I mean? Like we just started dating actually in January, so Valentine's Day came real quick the first like month. So I was like, I got to get her like flowers and whatever and like just chocolate. Yeah. So it was the easiest thing to go whatever and get it. But so I guess I did it early on, but now it's just like, oh, you don't care. It's like, we good. We got it. So. Oh man.
This is good. We got a bunch of GMs to everybody in the chat. We got some support for you, Numi. We got some pro Valentine's Day support in terms of like flowers day of dinner on the weekend. I respect that, but pro Numi here with 16 years together, Team Numi don't celebrate. We got mixed reviews right now. I respect it.
Yeah, I think it's not
I had to address it though. I
think it's not a polarizing topic as some of the things that I may do or say, you know what I mean? This one is more 50-50 split down the middle. And I think everyone deep down, like whether or not they do it just cause they're just like, well, here we go again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So that was hilarious.
Let's dive in the slate. For anyone who didn't watch yesterday's show, great show. Shout out again to Rudman and Underdog. A little transparency there. Great show there. I was still buzzing about it yesterday. I went back, watched a little bit of it. I was like, oh yeah, like this is like pretty insightful just in terms of like what they're disclosing to us. So really respect that. But let's pull up the black and yellow and white dog app for a minute here. And we got new payout structure. We got new contest structure for the WobNEZday, as we call it around here.
Yep.
What do you guys think? What was your reaction here? We got 7,500 up top instead of the 9K from last week, where everybody kind of was saying the same thing last Wednesday. It was like, ooh, that's a little top heavy. We like the expansion. We like the more money in the prize pool, but a little top heavy. You guys like what you're seeing from this one?
I do.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I saw the 7.5 to first, I immediately went, oh no. Are we doing it again? Like, are we gonna get that contest we got last Wednesday? And I don't do like the actual math per contest, like for each one that they drop, but you can just tell immediately, yeah, that it's a lot more flat, and it just rewards the volume players that don't get screwed out by not just getting in the top 10 with your lineup. Like you can still get a top, as you can see, 50 will still get you 100. That's real nice. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good structure.
Because the difference is because we all know, we're playing to win. I just want to say, like, the difference between, we all know this, 50 and first, like it's honestly very, like, it's a very small gap. Like, it's just variance. So to have like this, the variance be negated by you get to have a little bit more leeway and still collecting a little bit of your funds back. That's what I enjoy the most for a guy that will degen over a draft daily.
I like 10% to first. 10% to first is a pretty good daily barometer, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there, Nez. Like, just in general, like if we were just going to attribute like price point to position, 10% for first feels really good for dailies, because if you're putting 150 in every single day, like you're going to want to recoup some of that. And I mean, $7,500 on a $5 entry. Like, come on, that's still that's still a huge return, right? Like
daily, that's a ton.
Like it's locked up for you'll get the funds by middle of the night, in the middle of the night, some point. Like they're not locked up for 3-5 months best ball. So it's just the daily.
Exactly.
That's what I think is just like, it's not like, it's like 7.5 is only a top. It's like, well, just wait tomorrow, wait the next day. Like, I know we have All-Star break, but they're going to keep churning them out daily and for playoffs. So
look at this sicko comp. Whoa. Like, Evan is so far ahead of the curve that he knows that Super Bowl 2027 is
he's
Valentine's Day.
He's doing everything he can right now and every Valentine's Day before, so he can just, so all of a sudden if he's got to get out of it, he's like, but you see what I did previously? Like, it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, see, like, this is all I'm advocating here. Like, just a guy, Alan, knows what's up here. Like, he's been married 10 years. It's like, you don't make it a big thing. Like, I'm not a bouquet of roses guy. I'm not, not buying necklaces and all this stuff. It's a single rose. It's a single rose in a card. One rose.
Easy now.
Yeah, and then some corny ass bachelor line. Like, do you accept this rose?
Maybe you're the one that needs some work, brother. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Blake's right here though. 10% of the prize pool to first, 10% for first to 10th. That's a nice Ashton's got it good. His girl hates roses. That's perfect. That is the GOAT setup there. He's playing the true long game. Let's dive in here. A fun slate, 10 game slate. There is one more slate before the All-Star break. It's a 3-gamer tomorrow, and then it's All-Star weekend, which is low key. I know people hate the All-Star game. I love All-Star Saturday night.
It's fun too. Yeah. There was that time where they had like kind of like the dunk contest. It went from the hype of Levine and Gordon, where it's like, can they top that? And then all of a sudden it was like, what are they even throwing out there for names? Like, they're like, and the 10th guy on the Mavericks that's played about 30 minutes this year. Everyone's just like, oh, woo.
Hey, we get Instagram sensation Mac McClung this year though, which like,
who's even in it?
Could be pretty cool.
Is it McClung? And I guess that's what's going off. But like, do you know the entire list of who's in the dunk contest?
No, but I can.
Is the kid from the G League in there?
That might be who I'm talking about. I don't know if McClung is on an NBA team.
Well, they were talking about. I don't know.
McClung, I don't Trey Murphy, Kenyon Martin Jr., and
Jericho Sims.
And they have a picture. So I don't know if that's right. That's not right. Actually, hold on.
Yeah, anyways, I like NBA Saturday night because this weekend's a holiday in BC, so it's a long weekend here on the Friday, or on the Monday. Sorry, Yeah, so it's like just a fun weekend that we always go away, and that All-Star Saturday night has become a thing for like Nikki and I, where we bet on like who's gonna win what, and the person who loses has to clean the car, clean the other person's car, clean the house, clean the something like
Oh,
that. Yeah, so
wow.
we get into it, we crush a couple.
Did you
drinks,
tell her you're a
have
hashtag
laugh.
hoops guy this year? Like you got
she's
the
not ready. She is not ready. In the years past, it was like I was flying blind. I think she's won 3 years in a row.
So
Tough
you
season.
bet on the 3-point contest and like the
Yeah.
skills competition too. Oh, you're gonna have
and
the
you rank
Instagram-
them all. So like you assign points for each of
Wow.
them. You draft them all. We snake draft it, and then we rank them all. It's kind of fun.
You better
If
do
you
a
guys
little
are just sitting
research
at home on Saturday night, it's fun to do.
You better do a little research because you're the one that Malachi Branham was a center for the Spurs and gonna take on Embiid. So
rookie backup center. He's getting rotational minutes with Zach Collins, baby. Oh man.
So
Let's talk about the slate though. It's crazy that this looks like such a fun game. This Spurs Hornets game, highest total on the slate. The only people watching it are the true sickos that are gambling and got NBA League Pass and shit like that.
Hey,
Yep.
Melo puts on a show for League Pass. You know what I mean? Like
It's
that's
true.
That's the only reason you're clicking the Hornets.
Yeah, and that's why we led with Melo as cover boy. Like, just such a good spot, pretty good pace spot, huge total. Could be a lot of fun. Spurs are kind of without everybody after. Not that they really had anybody.
Yeah, who is everybody? I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we liking so far on the slate? Like just in general here, before we get into the Q tags and stuff. Are we targeting this game?
I'm targeting Melo.
Yeah,
I
agree with that. I like Terry a lot too. Terry just seems. I know people he has the lack of ceiling, but I mean, at some point, the 44 points that he's putting up as almost a median, then he puts up a little 30. Like he can go for a little bit more. And in these high total games, that's when I enjoy Terry. So yeah, I like that. PJ Washington, like Ned said, Melo is a borderline. I know in like ADP he's like 6. Yeah, for me he's literally like it's easy for me to click him top after Doncic and Jokic. Like you honestly have a question between Embiid if you want to do the Q tag, which he's just a perennial Q tag now. So I would do Embiid, and then LaMelo would be my 104.
Wow. Yeah, I like that. So over the SGA, over the LeBron AD tier. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I'm really warming up to Melo tonight too. And the thing with that rotation is like they're giving tons of minutes to the starters. Like just tons of minutes to Melo. Yep. Like Melo had a non-overtime game where he played 40, like something like that.
And he does. Yeah, a lot of teams are starting to like condense rotations, and they're slowly starting to doing it. And I don't know if that had to do anything with them sending out guys for trades and then having guys in limbo and waiting for them to come back. So that could be slightly into it. I'll have to look in, but yeah, we're starting. I mean, he should be getting as many minutes as he can, regardless of foul trouble. He's just, I mean, how old's Melo? Is he still like 20, 21? Like he's not even 21 yet. So
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He should just be playing as many minutes as the dude can handle. Like these are the guys that should not be resting back-to-backs and playing like every game. You know what I mean?
He's 21 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah. It is crazy.
Hey, well, I don't even think Anthony Edwards is 21.
Yeah.
This is the guy I was talking about, Chip.
He Sharp. I think he dropped out of it.
Yeah, he's not. I don't see him in here. I have Kenyon Martin Jr., Matt McClung, Trey Murphy, and Jericho Sims.
Yeah, because Clay was talking about this guy on Club Top Shot yesterday. Shout out Club Top Shot. Andy's going to be with us tomorrow to talk a little hoop stuff. Looking forward to that. But on Club Top Shot, he was talking about how his buddy was running like a production team to follow this kid to the NBA All-Star Game weekend and make like a documentary that Shaq was narrating around him coming to the dunk contest.
Oh, wow.
But apparently it's not a thing anymore.
Shaden.
I don't know.
Shaden Sharp. Gotcha. Yeah. I'll look into that. I had
I thought that's who it was. It might be the other dude, but I don't know. Anyways, if Clay's hanging out or sees this later, hit us up because I'm really interested. Yeah, so Alan bringing up Zach Collins in play. Big minutes to fill there with Jakob Pertl gone. And we've said centers were Charlotte, but Mason Plumlee's gone. So who's going to be the center versus Charlotte now narrative? Does it still exist, or what are we thinking there? Because they're
Jeremy
gonna have
Sochan, 6'8". I mean, like he's tall.
It depends because they just
Mark
don't run out.
He plays for Charlotte.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
right now,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, is he the body
different?
we're going to be taking it up because he's going to be? Is the narrative different because he's on the defensive end now?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, they have for what I'm looking at, like Collins is like it's kind of like literally borderline on the fringe. Of that 6th round pick. Like if you do my projection thing, he's right in a clump of people that. Most people, if they're going off ADP, they get to the 6th round. It's like, oh, I got to take these same guys over and over again. But like with this 10-game slate, there's an extra 10 guys in there that are within 2 projection points of ceiling. And Collins fits that narrative. He's going to be getting, they haven't projected 30 minutes. I'm assuming he's been getting like north of that, or if that, since they shipped him out. So I'll have to check on that.
Yeah.
But
I think it's only been one game. 1 game, 2 games, something like that.
I think it's been 2 games.
Okay. Anyways, you look into Zach Collins, and he's a minimal part of the slate, but he's definitely viable.
He definitely fits the back ass or he fits the like 6th round pick narrative for sure. I think he's definitely vital, and then he comes into play on your full court presses 100%.
There you go. There,
like he's been getting 35 minutes, went down to 23, then 32 minutes. So you can like reasonably, they haven't projected for 30. That's what you can put him in for.
Okay.
Yeah, center versus Charlotte, highest total game. I think he's viable to mix in for sure.
Yeah, I like that shout. Embiid, he kind of has this. We said the perennial Q tag and stuff. I think he goes tonight. Numi thinks the same. Nez, do you have a lean?
Yeah, he's definitely playing.
Okay. So Embiid's there. These other ones are a little bit different. LeBron is actually a probable tag, and I do take the Lakers probables. We've talked about them at length. Probable LeBron's playing tonight. And so is AD. The other ones, Jamal Murray, they held out last game. I don't see why they bring him back for tonight. CJ McCollum, same thing in my mind. This is very interesting. Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum. We just got to talk about this whole Boston situation because there's a lot going on here. They had nobody last night. Their rotation was decimated. They didn't even start Robert Williams, which God knows why. And Tatum has a doubtful tag right now. Give me the narrative on that one, Numi. Give me the Tatum narrative.
The Celtics are literally the key to the slate right now, in which we are awaiting the Tatum news. They are the only team on the back end of a back-to-back, which ensued the insanity that was the starting lineup and the Robert Williams 11 minutes he played.
Yeah.
I'll touch on Marcus Smart first. If Marcus Smart actually does play today, the Celtics should be fined for just being the most stupid. Like, there's no reason to have Marcus Smart, who's been out 2 to 3 plus weeks with an ankle injury, come back and play 1 game before basically you have a week for the All-Star break, So it would just be absolute. And
he's, just for the record, he says Q on our sheet here. He's listed as out on Underdog right now.
Yeah, this is just going off of RotoGrinders injury report, which they bring off a provider. So, it would be foolish. Now, then you have Derek White. If you go there, he's not going to be on this right here because I did this very early in the morning. But Derek White got left in Milwaukee because he cannot hear out of his left ear. Or left or right, whatever it is. He cannot hear in one of his ears. So
he's seen a specialist in Milwaukee, yet
correct.
He still has a Q tag and is getting drafted with a 29 ADP right now.
Correct. So then you have that. You have Jaylen Brown, who's been out. You have the I assume Robert Williams is going to be out because they normally do the Al Horford's probable to play, expecting him to play because he sat out yesterday, and then Robert Williams would sit out today. But then that's what I'm saying. You throw in the wrench of him only playing 11 minutes, and they just tossed, I think, 60 minutes combined to Mike Muscala and Blake Griffin. So they just played that. Literally, it was their B team that took Milwaukee to overtime with Sam Hauser. So let me bring this up here. We got Danilo Gallinari out, Grant Williams Q, Derek White Q, Robert Williams Q, Marcus Smart Q, and then Jaylen Brown out, and then Jason Tatum out, but with the doubtful tag. Now we'll get to Jason Tatum. We got pre-game yesterday that their GM, Brad Stevens, player operations, whatever his title is, he said Tatum's going to be out for tonight's game and tomorrow in Detroit. And then he'll be good, like with an illness that's been affecting him throughout the weekend. Like he'll be out, did not travel with the team to Milwaukee.
Yep.
Then we got their coach yesterday, who, if you can check the blurb on Underdog, you can pull it up, just says something that's just like, it's just the most murky, vague thing about Jason Tatum. And basically goes, he said he's not guaranteed to sit the final game before the All-Star break on Wednesday. That's like a quote from him. He's not guaranteed to sit after we were just told he's out. So we got upgraded from out to doubtful. So that's what we're sitting with now. And Jason Tatum is sitting with a 31 ADP. In a lot of my drafts, I know some people saying he hasn't been drafted, and a lot of mine, he has been going. I have 10 of 20 in the 6th round because of the doubtful tag scenarios that we've ever had. I think there's been 2 that have maybe, and then we had Jokic that was upgraded, and we have another one that someone was taking in case. I think it was Jokic again. This is the most optimistic I feel about a potential superstar first round talent it is in a 6th round that will give you this opportunity. So I ate 10 of my first 20 lineups and was just like,
I'll pile onto that in 2 things. Did we say that it was illness? Did you say there was illness? I think we might have glossed over that.
It was he was sitting out with an illness. So that was the reason.
Yeah.
I think I just mentioned it real vaguely when that's why Brad Stevens said he's going to be out yesterday in Milwaukee, and then with an illness that's been lingering throughout the weekend is what he was saying, and into this week.
And then the report came out yesterday that he was most likely to miss 2 games. Like that was like a tweet. And then it's deleted. It's gone now. And now it says uncertain to play Wednesday.
Yep.
So
they'll reassess them this morning.
Yeah. It went from like something that seems so definitive. Anyways, to your point and how it implies to our games is if he goes undrafted, he's going to be the number 1 swap for everybody if he happens to play, even if he happens to be on a minutes restriction, even if he happens to all range of possibility, he's in play, right? I have been mixing him in the 6th round, knowing that those lineups are dead if he does not play, right? Like it's going to take a 0. I have, too many of them right now, but I have like 5 or 6 of them or something like that. Maybe a few more.
To put it into perspective, is that they have Danilo who's out, Brown who's out. 2 guys have definitively out. They have, I guess, Smart who's the out on there, but the Q. So I'm going to say he's out. Mm-hmm. Then you have Grant, White, Marcus Smart, or Marcus Williams. So you have 3 guys with a Q tag already. Like they just do not have bodies. And here's why I think if the illness part is what it was great. You mentioned that again. That's the reason why I think me and you, and I think Nez is more into this scenario. If he's healthy and he feels any part good to go today, like there's no injury or anything, like he'll play. Like, if he feels good, like they just dropped a game. Like I know it's to Detroit, but like they still would like to win. So like, you know what I mean? They still would like to go out there.
Sure.
Continue. They're in the fight for the number 1 seed. So
I think it does matter I think it does matter that it is Detroit a little bit, but I think the biggest question here for me is just, do they have enough bodies to play? Right? Do they have 8 rotational pieces right now? Well, they might have 8 rotational pieces, but 6 of them are bigs with fucking Blake Griffin mixed in, right? Like it's kind of weird. I think the safest way to do this right now is Derek White is falling in drafts. They downgraded his projection to 0. He's falling greatly. I think what you can do is take some 6th round Derek White and then swap it to Jason Tatum. Or if Derek White happens to make the trip, because it is a very short flight, to then play, then you get Derek White with all that perceived Tatum usage. So I think that's the safest way to play it right now, because I do think one of them plays or neither of them play. I don't think there's any chance in hell that both these two players play basketball tonight. So I think this is the safest way to get that swap potentially. Yeah.
Yes, and here's what I'll say to that. I agree, and that was me and a lot of people's first thoughts. It's the thing is, Tatum is going in quite a bit of drafts. Drafts he's not going is if you're in the back end of a draft and there's people already taking Q tags, they're going to get him because it's reverse draft order. So you're SOL. So you can't just say, oh, I have a Q tag, I'm going to get Tatum, because there's other people with Q tags, and it goes reverse draft order. So 6th through 1st will have the first priority swap options. So I'm sitting there at the last pick, 606, and like, it's like, you know what? I'm going to do, and here's my thought. The reason why I think I'll touch on it again is if you're doing volume, I touched on it yesterday, it would be foolish not to mix them in, which is the reason why we're doing it, because I plan on playing about 80 to 100 lineups. So I'm okay with 10 to 15 of them potentially just being dead. With 10 to 15 of them having the upside of the greatest upside we've seen since Jokic in the 6th round. You know what I mean? And Jokic, I mean, it's.
No, I agreed. Yeah, 100%. So it's a first round pick in the 6th round.
Yeah, if Tatum plays today, he's the going right. He's the 4th, 5th, 6th pick
on a depleted Celtics team against the Pistons.
Right.
He's probably
like,
third.
Jesus Christ.
Like
he has, I said this in the Discord. If he had a Q tag with this same scenario, nothing changed, but Underdog gives him a Q tag, he's probably what, for 1-2 turn.
There you, Well, 1-2 turn, and then all of a sudden you're getting the person selecting. Oh, look, I got him in the 3rd that one time. Like,
for me, this we jumped in a draft there because I was getting bored. You like Luka here? Yeah. I think the 102 for me tonight, I think the first 4 picks for me tonight are kind of like this. Joker, Luka, Ball, Embiid.
Right. I like getting exploitative on LaMelo, man. Like you said, outside of the first 2, like I think it makes sense to take a stab on Luka. But Shea, you never know with Shea. Again, but against Houston, I feel like there's slight blowout risk. He could go for 80. He could go for 40.
Yo, what's the Dallas boots on the ground take with Luka plus Kyrie dynamic now that we've seen it one time?
I don't think anything's changed with Luka's upside necessarily. No. Not really. No, I feel like it is what it is. Now, Kyrie, that I think is going to be interesting. I think it honestly raises his median game to game, because like Dallas is so depleted. Dallas sucks, dude. They're so good. Like, this was not enough. So I don't know what the deal is, but like Kyrie's gonna get counted on like every single night to do more than he was doing when he was playing with KD. So I think Kyrie is probably right now he's fine, but yesterday or whenever it was, like I think there's times that he can be a little I think he's going to be undervalued in some of these drafts moving forward.
Yep. Yeah, I want to touch on that point. I was wrong. That was the other point. It was Jokic once. I think Jokic was the other attempt, and then Curry was that.
Oh, that Curry one was so tilting.
That came into play, and he put up 60. But yeah, you'll take that from your Curry. Didn't eat it.
Who do you guys like here? I'm really thrusting up Vooch.
I like that, and I'm big on Randall versus the Hawks.
Yeah, okay. I think I'll do Randall
and see if we can get Vooch on the way back.
Randall's due for an explosion.
Dude, trading DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith was just, I mean, literally their only defensive guy out there, like wing stopper, could just go out there and guard the quote unquote like guy, and without Luka and Kyrie having to like expend all that energy on defense. And it's like, that's a big just takeaway from that team. Like, I know he's not
isn't he also Luka's best friend?
Yeah, Luka is like obsessed with him.
Yeah. So so it's just like, you take that away, and like there's guys that just fit teams really nice, and like he's a guy that just fits that team perfectly, where he's not asked to do anything except do one of his best skills, and that's defense. So that's just really tough.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to make that trade happen without having to have given up DFS, and I feel like I don't know what it would have been, but certainly feels like they should have tried a little bit harder, considering you only had to give up a 2029 first. Like, really, you couldn't have made that like a 2028 or something. Like you could have given up your like plethora of second round picks like everybody else is doing.
Just give him Christian Wood at this
give
point.
him Christian Wood.
Yes, give him Christian. I think they would have been better off giving him Christian Wood than DFS.
Wow, I think that's short sighted.
You don't need Christian Wood's not doing anything defensively for you, and you don't need his offense.
I guess. Yeah, but I think he's a better asset to have.
And then it's like
he's a better
Dwight Powell, and then who else?
I think they could fill the center position with Dwight Powell and get something else, or make that easier to maintain. They don't need that center position to be.
This isn't NBA 2K, all right, bud. There are lots of intricacies that go into this decision making.
I just think that the way that they're utilizing Christian Wood is just like a bit of a crime.
I feel that he's a crime. He's a liability on defense, which is just their whole team now with Kyrie and Luka.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see how drafters attack teams playing Dallas, because I don't think it's and it could just be like my own personal bias. I don't think people quite understand that like they're a defense to attack. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I don't think people quite understand that like we should be attacking teams playing Dallas way more than we currently are, because they play terrible defense and they can't rebound for shit. So I mean, like Jokic tonight, I feel like is just due for like a monster game. I feel like he's unequivocally 101, and I don't think it's close at all. And I think if Aaron Gordon plays, you've got to be excited about Aaron Gordon. Got to be excited about Jamal Murray if Jamal Murray plays. Any team that plays the Mavericks, I think we should be probably boosting in our ranks.
Oh, there. I just had to refresh and then see.
Big ass Q tag. And I like Levine.
Okay.
I don't mind pairing Levine with Vooch too. I'm thrusting up all these Chicago guys because pace up spot at Indiana. And
they might score for
DeMar
300
DeRozan.
points.
Yeah, I like literally, right? Like that's kind of how I'm feeling. And
they are the 1, 2, 3. They're only the 6th highest total game too. That's what's crazy.
To be fair, when I'm looking at the top of this board, all I'm thinking is I ain't looking for no arguments.
But it's dude, he just got the Q tag. We can't do it.
I know.
I can't pull out the tripod today.
Yeah, there's a guy that I will highly recommend in the 6th round that I've been taking, that I think if Mr. Markkanen's out, I'll go right back to the well. And
our comments I think might have beat you to it, but
Colin Sexton.
What are we saying here?
Colin Sexton.
It's the boys there. There you go. They got it. Yeah.
The Sex Man.
Yeah, I already had like Kessler was already. I was already working in Walker. Like who do
you guys like here? Midday.
This is where it gets really tough.
It feels like it's just like all one big.
I'll take Jaren Jackson versus Utah.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson
or Jared Allen versus Philly. I like Jared Allen.
I'm good with those two actually.
Let's do Jared Allen. Let's do Jared Allen. Sure.
Yeah, I'm good with those two. Man, Darius Garland's just absolutely been punishing me this season.
They're turning into, it's just they have too many cooks in there, man. They'll have this game. Yeah.
I love them in real life. Like I really do think they can make a run in real life. But for fantasy, it's tough.
But the thing with Jared Allen versus the too many cooks thing is Allen's not a guy that excels in usage and still excels fantasy wise. So any usage for him is just a bonus, where he does things in the peripherals and rebounding and stocks, and then he'll get his points kind of like chipped in. Where Garland needs his usage and needs to be that guy in order to pay it off. Exactly. In my mind, I think. Yep. Yeah.
I think this one's going overlooked here. I think this is who I'm going to start thrusting up over this tier, and I'm going to start taking Brogdon at like 20, 25, 26. That feels like a man from no Oregon, downside.
Good Oregon boy that I'm going to enjoy once we get all this news as a nice swap option.
Sam, whatever his name is.
No,
Hauser. Peyton Pritchard. All right.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
make sure
I
he's from
mean,
Oregon, and I'm not talking out of my art.
no,
Yeah,
he
he's
is.
from
He
Oregon.
is. He is. He is. He is. He is. I got it.
I'm liking Keldon Johnson's spot.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's another good one too. Like same game environment, just pick the other side. Why not? Right? Keldon
Yeah,
Johnson
he's
just
only
feels like
points, but
Jalen Williams has just been look at Jalen Williams from OKC.
Jalen Williams is
he's been
like
balling.
he's flipped Giddey. I mean,
Mhm.
he should flip Giddey in ADP, but he has.
Damn, based Frank.
Based Frank is way more dialed than you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Goes Brogdon, Kessler, boom, eat my lunch. He is
Way
all
more
over
dialed.
Well,
than
you're
you
gonna have to
guys.
put your money where your mouth is, unless
Gee,
Shimmy,
had the ability.
goes for it.
I ain't.
He's thinking about
looking
it.
for no arguments.
Okay. Are you? Yeah, like come on.
Well, the other thing is, okay, who are the Q tags that have been drafted? Markkanen's
Shoot,
the
I don't
only
know.
Q tag. Markkanen's the only Q tag.
Markkanen, Joel.
Joel's playing.
I mean, he's a
Okay,
Q
we're doing
tag.
this. Okay, we're doing the thing.
Why?
No, Tatum.
He's not playing. He's in Milwaukee.
No, I think there's still a chance he plays.
I don't.
Okay. The game theory mind of old John Boy here was the only Q tag was behind us with Laurie, right? So you take another Q tag in front, and then you get the Tatum swap.
Yeah,
so it's not a dead lineup.
It's dead if it's okay.
You're right.
See what
You're right in
saying.
the swap. You get the swap. You're right. Nez is just saying he's not going to play.
No, but I was wrong in that thought, because where John is right is if the guy after us 606, if he does not take a questionable player and Derek White's out, we then can put Tatum up high. But if Tatum gets ruled out, now we're not eating that 0. Yeah. And if he's in, then we get him anyways. And if he's out, then we get the next guy. So actually, I'm sorry, John. That actually,
guys, it's why I'm smarter than
you're right.
But kind of
so my mind has LeBron and Joel as a Q, because I don't think LeBron plays, and I don't think they can have him as probable, and then he'll play, of course. But you could easily see LeBron just not. He hasn't played since he. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. So I don't think he's played since OKC, right? Since he broke the record. Like, he's just been chilling. He's been straight vibing, drinking wine. So
Tommy got in there. Love to see it.
But yes, in theory, that you're right. If that is the way to do it, is to do.
I know. I need to ask Oaks, because we've said it's reverse draft order, but is it reverse draft order starting at the 6th, or is it starting in the 1st? So like, if LeBron's ruled out and we take Derek White and Derek White's ruled out, who gets the first swap there? Is it the 606?
And then does it happen?
106?
And then does it retroactively?
106.
Does it retroactively take a guy that's a Q, or does it just when the draft happens? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm assuming, like, if someone gets queued in the back half of your draft later, then they would get priority swap, right? Or is it like, oh no, at the draft time that happened, he wasn't a Q, so then that person would still get priority swap? Like, I'm just wondering how their back end process works.
Yeah, I'm gonna
like a Q's a Q. It doesn't matter when it's drafted.
Yeah.
That would be my thought. Yeah. That would be a
Q
big
at
thing.
Close doesn't matter. But what the big question for me would be is reverse draft order 6 to 1, 1 to 12, and then reverse snake like this?
Right.
Or is it each round 1, 1, 1, 1?
That's what I need,
because it matters.
Yeah.
Because then the Laurie Markkanen play becomes like right here. And then right here is 25. Can you guys see my mouse? Barely. 25 is Laurie Markkanen, and then goes under this way, and we don't get that swap. But if it's reverse order from the 6th, like I think it is, from the back end, I don't know. Yeah.
That would make most sense, because like why would 101 get the priority swap from 606?
Right. That's what I think too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, so god damn it, I need to
I'm taking Embiid and Anthony Davis. We haven't talked about Anthony Davis yet right now. The looming LeBron situation, as always, is potential. But the other thing is revenge game.
Kentucky, Kansas boys.
You know he wants to dunk all over their asses.
No,
you know.
Just what?
Well, you said Kentucky, Kansas boys. I was like, well, no.
I was
AD
just calling out their schools. 2Ks,
yeah, AD
I
used
don't
to
know.
play for the Pelicans, so.
Yeah, I know. I just like
Okay.
I need to get the alliteration out of my mouth. Sorry.
Yeah, here you go. It's like old fantasy waivers, reverse order of the 1 to 6. Yeah, that's how I read it as well. But we're gonna do a definitive, like,
I know.
everything under the sun answered. We've been writing something up, and by we I mean Nez has been, and we're going to then send that to a verifiable source, and then we'll get that pushed back.
We'll put it on video,
and
for
we'll put
our
it on
visual
video
learners.
for everybody. Yeah, and maybe someone smarter than us can make like some graphics, and we'll like point to them, and we'll do like illustrations of the draft board. Yeah, so you don't just have to look at Nez's ugly mug speaking.
I'm gonna go full Pete Overzet in his long form videos on his channel.
He was telling me how long those take him to make.
Dude,
like, those are not for the faint of heart. Like,
take
you
a
think it's just
while.
like an 8-minute video, and it's just like, no, man.
Dude, trust me. Being behind the scenes work on a long form content, that's why we stream, because it's easy as shit compared to these produced ass videos, dude. It's tough. It's a lot.
And let's
of
be
work.
real, we ain't getting any better. I mean, we you can give us all the visuals in the world, you know.
Hey, well, we're about to blow people's minds with the SWAT video. Just wait.
Oh yeah.
Just wait.
I know. All right, who else we like? I mean, I keep talking about pushing these Vooch guys up. Who else in Utah is nice if marketing doesn't go?
Clarkson,
yeah. Just more usage, more ball handle.
Yeah, Numi, what's your take on Brooklyn's
Westbrook.
defense right now? Since they added Mikal Bridges,
got a lot better.
Right?
I feel like
they're not the soft matchup that they used to be. Like, I see Jimmy Butler versus Brooklyn. And like in 2 weeks ago, like that's a smash spot. Now I'm like, I don't think it's not quite as juicy as it used to be, right?
Brooklyn's sitting there with Claxton, Cameron Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Ben Simmons, Boris O'Neal, Michael Bridges, Mikal Bridges, all at plus defensive players.
Yeah, man. Like all of a sudden now they've got like they're like Cleveland without any offensive redeeming upside.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like I've talked about it with I have some like NBA like hometown buddies that we talking, like if I was doing 2K, I would want the Nets. Like they literally have the best future. And they're like 30.
That's how I felt about the Chargers for 3 years.
Wait, what?
Nothing. I was saying that's how I felt about the Chargers for 3 years.
Mainly it's because of the first round draft picks they have, and the amount of I just feel like they could have done so many more deals at the deadline and traded guys because they have so many wings. But I mean, yeah, they just have so many like picks. Yeah, so BI is a guy that I've been liking a lot.
That feels really good.
Yeah. And then you could tell me Bam, but the Claxton matchup is like Claxton's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, I'm calling it right here.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm pushing up Levine.
Okay, I think being scared of that matchup is a little bit like matchups don't matter for wide receivers type of deal. If I was to comp it, fine. I think Bam can still have the damn game. But Levine is. I mean, we also talked about the Levine matchup.
Devontae Adams versus Sauce Gardner. He's still Devontae Adams, right?
Exactly.
All right. Numi, do you agree?
I would take Bam. I would not take Levine over Bam for sure.
Okay. All right, I respect it. Man, one thing I've noticed today with these drafts is the first 4 picks of every team feel so nice.
It's great.
Like the first 4 picks, you're like, God damn, man, I got Embiid, I got Anthony Davis, I got
crazy.
Like Bam.
And then you get to the 5th and everybody's the goddamn same. It's just like a big block of just like 30 points. Like the fuck?
Like we've had the discussion of like, do you get overweight? And then I think it was Andy that we'll have him on tomorrow, but he was talking about on Peach Stream. It's like you don't. He doesn't think you should have like a certain amount of like percentage over like a number, and like you should all like kind of be flatter. It's like I think there's so many different honestly viable ways, which we can see in the way that Freezer, T-Box and these way play. Like you could tell me I'm going to try and go out there and get the same combo 1 through 3 or 1 through 4. And then I'm going to just get different in every single 5 through 6 pick because I want the 1 through 3 or 1 through 4 combo to be the guys you need. And then I'm already leaps and bounds ahead of everyone. I'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. That's viable. That's a way to definitely like hedge it. Like, or it's like, I'm going to be a little more flat because I want to make sure I catch that combo. Like, I want to draft off ADP so I can catch the falling and get things that are unique. I'm going to do rankings. Like, I think it's really all of it is just very viable. It's like, it really just matters of how you want to play.
It's a play style thing. I totally agree. Like, I mean, I love to make the poker comps and stuff, but like with the poker comps, it was like everybody came out and was like, you got to be a tag. You got to be a tight, aggressive player. And it was like, you got to pick your aggression spots and you got to do this. And then everybody played this play style. And then other people came out and they reinvented the mold. They're like, you got to be loose aggressive. You got to play more hands. You got to play more aggression across more hands and this sort of thing, right? And this barometer of like play style and stuff is perpetually shifting as the game environment you're in is shifting, right? So one night I might just isolate like a variable like tonight, where I'll go like, I'm going to be a loose aggressive player tonight because LaMelo Ball is where I'm getting exploitative, or Joel Embiid's Q tag is where I'm getting exploitative tonight. And that, my play style tonight may not define me as a player. It might just define me as a player for tonight's isolated contest. And then tomorrow is going to be like, hey, you know what? I got to get really flat in my exposures across the first 3 rounds because I don't have a definitive lean. There's no Q tags. There's no whatever. And now I'm a tight aggressive player, right? Like, you know, I'm staying within this range of outcomes. And am I going to lose more as a loose aggressive player on certain nights? Absolutely. But can I win more? Absolutely. But you got to pick and choose your spots, right? And I think the hockey slate tonight would be a really good one to illustrate that too. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Hockey's tough. But yeah, no, that's a really good point. Like, you can't just go every slate looking for like, who's my exploitative pick today? Who do I get exploitative on today? There's not always that doesn't always exist. There's not always like a screaming value to you or to what your sheet says or whatever. It all depends. And if you see one and you choose and like we said, it's just how aggressively you want to play, go do that. But yeah, like hockey tonight, like you said, is super, super flat. As far as like who I want. It's kind of tough. The model's getting put to the test today.
I think just to touch on that too, it's also kind of tough because you get it's like, I want to make sure I do my process and continue to do my process over a long sample. It's like, I don't want to change it, but it's like also with the way that these dailies change is you have to be adaptive and know the slate specifics and like how you're going to certainly play. And then know that with the variance of the games too. Like what
do you guys think about this?
I like it.
Sure. Yeah, I like Brogdon a lot there.
No, they're also begging me. Sorry, go ahead.
Brogdon feels like can't lose right now to me. He's a big fantasy point per minute guy when he gets the minutes, even if he comes off the bench. We saw it yesterday. And there's a very good chance that regardless of what happens with Derek White, with Tatum, with Marcus Smart, whatever happens with any of that, Brogdon is playing over Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard, and he's going to get 28 minutes as a floor tonight. And the sky's the limits if all those guys don't play.
Exactly. Chat is begging me to pronounce some dude's name.
Okay, let's hear it. Where are we going?
It's Blake's comment.
Okay.
They told me last night that I got to pronounce his name.
Okay.
Holy shit, dude! Is that an actual player? Did they make that up?
There was a legit note. Like there was like an Underdog like tweet or something that had this guy's name in it, that he's like downgraded to doubtful or something, upper body injury.
Arbor Zikaj.
Arbor Zikaj. Love it.
What is that?
I have no idea.
Do you know how to say it?
No.
You don't either?
Not. No.
Oh my gosh.
I've never heard of this guy in my life.
Oh my gosh. I thought you knew. Cheka? Is that real?
So, okay, hold on. Let's go back to that. So, okay. So that means, okay, this makes sense. That means he's from like Czech Republic, or he's from like Slovakia or something like that, where the X is like a C and then the AJ is like a K.
They're saying it's Jack Eye.
Jack Eye.
What
Oh my
the
God.
fuck?
Jack Eye.
Oh
Arbor,
my God, are
Jack
you kidding
Eye.
me? I would have never got that in a
no.
million years. Never in a million years.
Guys, I have a slight breaking. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
No, don't
No.
do it.
Come
Don't.
on.
Don't.
Don't be that
Texas
guy.
Rangers beat writer
Oh,
no.
okay.
Jacob
No, this is gonna be
deGrom
bad,
felt some
DeGrom.
tightness in his left side, given the cold weather and
God.
how it is early as in camp. We're told
Given
going
the
to
cold
hold-
weather,
they're going to hold him back a day or two. We're told. Sheep right now is dancing in the Discord. Oh, he's like, yes,
No,
score
we
one
don't
for the
celebrate-
non-injury
we don't
guys.
celebrate injuries. No.
He does.
the
Yeah,
cold
I know.
weather in Arizona. Oh
Yeah.
my God, dude, put a fucking Band-Aid on it.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Paul, with a macro question that I like here, how we're handling projections versus ADP, kind of like grouping in tiers. I really like that approach too, Paul. Like what I'll do quite frequently is I will upload my projections or Numi's projections or whomever's I feel comfortable with that day into the platform. And then I will see who my biggest outliers are. I will see that, like, hey, they have someone who's a 36, but they have him projected as 18. Well, I'm not going to take him there necessarily. I'm going to slide him back down to the grouping of the 24-ish player and then put him in that. So I do end up manually entering my rankings and bundling in tiers in that fashion. But that also does lead to some problems because then I am thrusting up players that I think are worse plays, but I'm taking them ahead of their ADP. So it is a very like double condom play to do that because if I generally think he's the 18th best player on the slate, I would go full T-box and just take him at 18 every single time, right? So I think there's multiple approaches to that same question. For me, I do it similarly. In general, I'll do it similarly to what you're suggesting, Paul. What do you guys think?
Yeah, for me,
you're good.
For me, I'll have my sheet, I'll have the ceiling, and I'll put them in tiers in basically how their ceiling goes down. And then I'll incorporate that with the ADP, and I'll be like, so obviously if I just go right off my ceiling ranks, I will be getting Nikola Vucevic at player 7.
Right.
So it's like I just basically when I type that in, I'll see this to my right, and I'll kind of just toy with it and put him down to where I think a reasonable pick is. Like, do I want him at 7? No, but is maybe like at 14, 15, 16 okay versus the 17 ADP? Like, sure, I think that's fine. I'll kind of go like that, and I'll toy with it and kind of in the realms of how much do I want to reach for this guy, kind of if I'm doing an auto draft, and I'll kind of toy with it there. I'll do an auto draft or two and see how that goes. And then yeah, but I don't like to just strictly like just disregard ADP because the market does set these players for a reason, and I don't want to have zero exposure to them. There are certain guys like Cam Thomas, like if they're just in my mind super overrated, I just don't want them at all. Like if I look at this, like Trae Young is pick 9, but he's in my ranking 16. So I would get 0 Trae Young if I just went off ranking. So I would move him up. I would kind of put him at that, but I would just be like cognizant of like, okay, he's actually not this at the rankings. So just to be cognizant of that and kind of have that in your back of your mind. Once you do a couple, you'll get used to it. But yeah, like go ahead.
I was looking for exposures to add to that because I did exactly what you said not to do the other night and just kind of threw in rankings, had what the hell's his name? Darius Garland like thrust way up. And then I auto drafted 60 teams and I had 71% Garland, and Garland had 2 points at half like last game. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I just lit it all on fire.
So
as like
it's hilarious because I'll do it. I swear I'll always do my
goodness.
first couple of those where I'll put in just actual rankings and I want to see what the teams look like. And I'll throw them into a draft, and everyone will be an auto draft off those rankings. And Chad will be in there, and he'll send me a message like, "Oh, you really like this player to take him in the 2nd or 3rd?" I'm like, I'm going off rankings, dude. Like, there's no reason. And I'll look, it'll be like literally, like I'll take a guy that was picked 25, and like Hallie, you took Hallie in the 2nd round, and he was ADP 25, and I'm like, whoops. Like, I know I got to move that down. Like, so it's just just know what you're gonna get a lot of. And I'm speaking, I guess, more towards auto drafting, but if you're it works the same. If you're picking and you're doing that, it's like if you trust projections, at some point you gotta have a weight. It's like, am I gonna just totally disregard projections today and then not tomorrow? And then what am I gonna? For me, it's like if I just totally continue to disregard projections and then someday I'm like, I gotta go off the projections. Like, what's the point of even using them? I should just be a Nez take. You know what I mean? Just Nez takes it. So. And it's just so I like to kind of use them as a baseline and then have little inputs off the market and use the market and see how it's dictating. Like if the market thinks Trae Young is pick 9, but his ceiling is 16, the reason like really being that difference is a 6 point ceiling gap. That's only the difference. And it's a one night sample of sports. So like you got to put that in the back of your mind and be like, anything can really happen. So these star players, I'm more worried to get less of. It's the back end guys I'm more okay of having like 0% of and taking stands on and being fades and then being more exploitative there, if that makes sense.
This is literally what Numi's explaining right now.
I'm not like super heavy in
that.
the hoop streets, so like I don't really have like a great answer there. But I will say that like if I see projections and I see like, for example, Cam Thomas, where I've been a Cam Thomas guy for a while, and I know that when he has nobody else around him and he's given the green light, like he can fill it up. I didn't necessarily expect him to go 40, but I know he can be a good 6-round guy, like a la, like I would compare him to like Keldon Johnson. He's just gonna offer you points in a good spot. Like he could probably do well. And I don't think projections really pick up on that. So I think if you pay attention to any of the sports that you're playing and you see that projections are down on a guy that you feel differently on, I think that's a good edge to have. Like,
that IKB edge is like, especially in one isolated instance, is really good because projections are just mean outcomes, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times they're just trying not to be as wrong. They don't want to be wrong. They try to be as wrong as possible, or as not wrong as possible, rather than being right. So if you can find in your projections a guy that you think, hey, like they're just like the computers are not putting enough weight on a certain aspect, that's when I think you should get exploitative and maybe
and
go against.
And that's the difference.
Having this,
so I'll do Brandon Ingram and Terry Rozier. Oh, we already have LaMelo Ball, so I'll do Brandon Ingram. I mean, you could still do Terry. That's fine, but
you can do whatever the hell you want, buddy, and I'm gonna decide. Okay, you listen here.
Yeah,
I mean, Jalen Green.
Well, we just did this exact same draft with the exact same start, and you guys both told me to take Bam. And
I did, but now I'm trying to get different.
Me to take someone else. Yeah, different with my money. Bam's the best pick.
What? You just reverse Uno carded us because you didn't even want to take Bam the first time, and now you're like, he's the best pick.
The one thing I just want to touch on, the difference, I guess, between me and Nez is like I've been ingrained. It's like I'm gonna use projections just at a daily intervals over and over and over again because I need to build up the sample size. And if I continue just doing and trusting that process and making these decisions and basically taking the human element out of it and just trusting those over a long sample, like I'm going to be plus EV and profitable. That's my goal.
Yeah.
And I think that's just preference and how you.
One thing I will say to that, Numi, is you won't be most profitable. You will be profitable, but you won't be most profitable because the most profitable strategy will always be an exploitative one, but it's the very hardest one to execute. Right?
Yeah, well, I don't have the bankroll to do the most exploitative one, so I'm doing it again.
Just saying, no. I'm not telling you. This isn't directed at you. I'm talking about theoretics here. Like this, just from a theory standpoint, we're having the conversation of projections versus ADPs versus ranks versus whatever. That in a vacuum, no matter what we do, if you stay tethered to ADPs and projections and take small incremental like shifts within that, you will be profitable longest. If you take strong exploitative stances, you will win more when you win, right? That's the only difference, but it does require a bigger bankroll, a bigger stance, a bigger whatever. And I think those are just like the two macro level takeaways. It'll be fun stuff to discuss with Andy tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because like that's a lot of the stuff that he's experimenting with.
And I think you just have to kind of know, like understand too, like some of the systems that you're looking at. Like, for example, like we got burned on Rudy Gobert because the projections were telling us like the projections love Rudy Gobert. They loved him. And it was like, oh my gosh, like he's popping, like we got to take him. And then for football, just to bring it back to port it to football, AJ Brown was a guy in projections that they never liked. They never liked AJ Brown in projections because he kind of like breaks models because he's such like an insane freak athlete and an insane yak guy. And there were times whenever models would like be so down on AJ Brown and then he just comes out and just like absolutely destroys worlds. Yeah, he would have some really low scoring games sometimes because of his profile, but like, you know, there's just like certain players like that I just think you have to be mindful of, and like maybe you just kind of ignore what models are telling you. Like I said, I'm not super tapped in with the NBA streets as much, but like Rudy Gobert was just
I think
one of
their
the
projection models are by far the best. Like I think NBA projection models are like probably the best, period. Just in terms of, yeah, I mean everything in my experience.
And then like last night though, like how do you get on Jakob Poeltl last night? What do you like what are we? I mean, I know you were on him, but like what is the like how do we get, you know, I guess that's the mix and match. Like how do you get there? How do you get the Jakob Poeltl? And I guess you could say, well, they traded for him and he was starting. Yeah, I guess that would be the way that you get there.
Who else you guys like in this range here? I'm just gonna keep clicking this Brogdon button until
I think Brogdon feels good.
Brogdon, yeah.
I think
Keldon.
Keldon?
So Lee is gonna take Tatum, right?
Yeah.
Or Chip. And if I was gonna say if they don't, man, I really want to repent for my Derek White slander because like that is such like a smart way to play. It is. So,
I think it makes more sense not on a Brogdon team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I like this pick.
Yeah.
Do you like that more than Garland?
Yes.
So fucking done with Garland.
I know, dude. Garland is no doubt going for 50 tonight. But
I know, right?
The difference in total between these games are 23 points.
Wow.
Holy shit.
39.5 for the Charlotte San Antonio. 216.5.
I got some baseball news that just dropped.
Oh no. I don't like your tone.
Oh shit.
No.
Yeah. Frankie Montas is out for the season.
Oh, I think I drafted him this morning.
I've been kind of out on Frankie. I'm so happy.
Me too, actually.
The Twins didn't trade for Frankie. I was clamoring all offseason. Win Frankie. Like Frankie. Are you gonna get Frankie?
Oh god, if Mitch Keller's a Yankee, I'm gonna be so pissed.
40% per
holy shit, bro!
150 entries.
Holy
let's go.
What's
your underdog? Is it SD 99? I feel like I would have seen you.
Who are you?
Dude, it's RT99. Yo, it's RT99. We found him. We finally found him.
Are you RT? Oh man,
that'd be sick.
PNBC with a hilarious community center base. Be nice to the olds, man. Respect the olds. That's gonna be us one day. God willing.
Oh yeah.
This
is the real question. People are asking. People are asking.
He's ducking the question too. He keeps commenting and he's ducking the question.
He's ducking it. Yeah,
well,
that's the point.
Hold on. Well, let's see.
That's
hold on. Check the rankings now. Yeah.
Okay. One thing I just wanted to add to kind of close. Let's do another hoops one. I'm really feeling these hoops ones right now. It's fun to get weird late in these drafts here, and I want to get weirder with it. We've had the 6-hole 2 times in a row there, and then we got to put Nez's model to the test. Hey, there we go. We finally found RT.
Yeah. What up, bro?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, let's go.
Are you in the Discord? Get in there.
Yeah, get in the Discord. Come hang out, bud. Yeah, I want to pick your brain some more. Sharp player. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like when we're talking about this like exploitative versus like not is like that there's one thing with the elongating the sample size that you have to be weary of. Is elongating the sample size and staying tethered to all the shit that everybody else is just paying the rake forever unless you find something that you're slightly better than the field at, right? So I saw it a lot in poker where it was like guys just paid the rake forever, and it was like, oh, they looked like they were winning players because they were sitting at the table every single day and they were whatever, but their win rates were like 1 BB per 100, like, you know, opposed to other guys would play like 100,000 less hands per year and they would be 10 BB per,
Dude, Tatum's
per
in.
100.
No
There
way.
you go. Wow. Wow.
Let's go, baby. Okay, we need to start drafting. I need to start drafting on the side. We need to end this show now. I need to
But
get
what do
these
you?
in.
So why
For the
what-
bit.
You wanna
Yo,
draft
for the
should've
bit,
done-
boys?
Okay,
Yo,
hold on.
for the
I need
bit.
to ask you a question. Do we think people were bold enough to take Tatum 6th round in the $100 and the 25?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm out. I can't do those if people have 6th round Tatum. I can't, right? Like,
Probably in the
That's-
25, maybe not the 100. Who's
man,
okay,
I was
well, here.
debating.
We
I
can
was
crowdsource
debating
right
doing it.
now. We can crowdsource right now. Oh, look at this good old boy, a Vancouver Island guy. Let's
Wow, you
fucking
guys probably
go.
cross paths all the time. Just
Dude, RT and I are gonna go for a couple drinks next week. Shit, yeah.
RTR.
That's awesome, bud.
Me and I mean, me and Chip have just been talking to each other.
Wait,
in
whoa. This is surprising. Because this goes directly against my thesis here. My thesis was it was one or the other. Now all of a sudden we got Horford, Smart. So we got Horford, we got Smart, and we got White. Ooh. This is becoming a bit of a clusterfuck because we thought we were going to get all this value and all this, like Tatum's 6th round still, don't get me wrong, is amazing. But holy shit, did my Brogdon picks in the last 2 drafts look stupid now? You know?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Oh man.
No, Matt, I think this is a common
Does he have
common
a Q yet?
conception, and I think it's a common
Or he just not have
ideology.
nothing?
But I would not fade Tatum now. No. I don't think if he's still the piece you need, he's still the piece you need. And because you'll get some teams with him in the 6th round, that seems scary. Yes, of course. But there are also combinations that 6th round Tatum does not offer that you can get with 3rd round Tatum or 2nd round Tatum or whatever
100%.
we're going to see going forward here. So I would not let that deter you from drafting anymore or drafting Tatum. Now, can you get crazy exploitative versus the field and full fade now? I don't know. Maybe, but yeah.
Shit, I should have. Damn it, dude. I hit Celtics -7.5 earlier. I should have nuked it. Ugh.
Oh.
It's off. They literally took it off.
Yeah, we're such sickos. Man, there's an edge still in drafting or in line shopping, eh?
Oh yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think. I don't know why they listed it at all. But
Where is Tatum gone yet in here?
no, I don't think so.
Shh.
Everybody's watching, dude. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
and B Burgundy's there, and Chad's behind us.
Yeah, dude. No shot. Oh my
I'm
God.
so happy we found RT99. We gotta keep finding.
I know, man.
Okay, we need. I was putting a list together the other day of players that we know and
Dude.
see all the time that we still haven't found. RT99 was on there.
Yeah.
The Freezer obviously on there. Do we just take them in the 2nd now and be those guys now?
We can.
Still, I mean, it's still cheaper than what.
Dude, that is unbelievable. That is
That is-
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like finding RT. It's like a side quest that I couldn't complete for like a month, and I just stopped playing the game. And I come back, and all of a sudden, it's like I just pick it up. It's like, oh, I just needed to do this.
Yeah,
It's like
that's so
finally,
good.
it's like there's 3 more. Need to find more.
I gotta give Numi his flowers right now. Numi sent us this morning a HD JPEG whatever for the thumbnail, and he said Tatum's the thumbnail today. Tatum's the whatever, and we poo-pooed it because we didn't want to just talk about Tatum for like a long time and make it like a big thing, even though it was such a big portion of the slate. We just didn't want to like over leverage the, hey, look at us, we're going to be like right or wrong. We didn't want something polarizing. So we just kind of like left it to the side, and fucking this nerd ass guy was right again. Damn bastard.
It was just.
I didn't want to mush it. I didn't want to mush it. you
I
know?
didn't want to either. I'm just mad at myself that I took an hour out of my time to do a puck sheet when I could have just been nuking Tatum in the 6th round. I'm so mad.
Man.
Instead,
your
I
heart.
got
No one
Austin
asked you to
Matthews
do
in the 5th, 4th, 3rd. So, I mean, I'll take that.
Yeah. So, hey, one thing we will say before we jump in the puck streets here. Wow, Chip's got 50% through 40 drafts. GG's, man. Well done. That is very sharp. Peace, Nez. One thing we'll do a puck draft to close here in a minute or two. But one thing I will say just in general with the puck stuff was Austin Matthews was today's Jason Tatum in the puck streets, where he was going undrafted, had the out tag. Then he went for a skate around this morning skate. And then, now it looks like he's trending.
He didn't. They said he didn't go through skate around, which is good for players returning or something like that.
No. I thought he went through morning skate. No,
Austin Matthews is not taking part in the morning skate, which is actually a good sign for prospects of playing tonight. For his prospects.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And that's per David Alter. I want to make sure this guy's actually someone that. Yeah, per David Alter, social media account, publisher for the Maple. Yeah, he's Maple Leafs dude. So
the Leaves. Oh man, crazy, man. Like this is what makes this. Okay, this is what makes this show. This is what makes Underdog. What makes these drafting so fun is just like we have something every day, right? In the same way that like DFS has like they're waiting on their news to see who the minimum salary guy is, see who the discount guys are. Like we have something new every day, and this is exactly that. Like day over day, it's always like there's a little bit of leverage here, there's a little bit of leverage there. Chad, 19 6th-round Tatum shares. Wow.
I only got 10. Dang, man.
Wow.
I was just all over that. I just couldn't get it out. And then everyone was taking it ahead of me. I had like 5 Tatum. All right. I'm not drafting on the side, just literally trying to catch up here, trying to push him.
I guess we take DeJounte here. I don't love DeJounte tonight. I do like Sengun.
Yeah, DeJounte's all of a sudden just gone down to like, oh, it's the Trey show. Like Trey figured out how to play basketball again.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you want a comp? How about DeJounte and Trey being the Garland and Mitchell?
Yeah.
Wait, say it again.
Garland and Mitchell, DeJounte and Trey. There's your.
You're saying they're the same?
Well,
different type of players, but like
different types of players, but
their numbers, their outputs.
Their outputs being like, hey, one day it's the Trey show, one day it's the Donovan Mitchell show, one day it's the. Let's take Sengun. We haven't taken Sengun. 5th round Sengun feels kind of nice here, huh?
Yeah, I'm into that. I think he's due. I think right.
Yeah, he's one thing that's interesting is Eric Gordon's gone. Like all them boys are gone. So it just I think he's a great pick.
Well, I want to ask you, Numi, what do you think now with Tatum in? Is Derek White draftable?
Yeah, I still think so. Yeah, I mean,
Derek White's a better pick than Brogdon now, right?
So, hold on. Marcus Smart is not on the injury report.
Yeah.
Come
on, man. Where you been? We went through this.
I'm trying. The only thing that was on my mind was Jason Tatum playing.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he not on the? That just to me makes zero sense to bring a guy back to literally play one game against the Detroit Pistons, unless he's just gonna be an available body and basically Robert Williams him, and then or a DNC or a did not play coach's decision.
Yeah, man. Today has gotten wild. Today is wild in a lot.
We have a similar situation in the puck streets too.
Yeah,
this guy wasn't taking a piss, he would have heard us talking about it.
Yeah, that we talked about it.
No, it's all right.
Come on, you gotta wait.
Well, it was so top of mind, and then I wasn't looking at the screen, and then when I looked up, you were gone. But to be fair, Nez, we don't really care about your takes. We just care about your model, man. We just you're
that's
the
true.
Model
hashtag
guy.
The model, baby.
The hashtag the model, right? Yeah, and here, playing into your thesis is the Time Lord Q as
My
well.
cats are going absolutely crazy right now. They are trying to let me know there is Tatum value to be soaking up. They're like, yo, brother, you need to be pacing drafting right now.
Hashtag the model. Oh man, hey, but
Print
Willis
some
is right.
t-shirts, baby.
The Willis is right here. The slate has officially been flipped on its head.
Yeah, we need like Pete to come in here and just officially drop that the slate has been flipped on its head. I need the confirmation because right now I don't know if it has or hasn't. I think it has, but I haven't got the full on confirmation.
I have 2 Tatum teams, but they might be just trash, so it might not even fucking matter.
Can you say who they are?
One has like Jalen Green and Jaren Jackson taken ahead of Tatum, and then another one has Markkanen taken ahead of Tatum.
Yeah, I got a couple with Markkanen in there too. Those
I got a swap. I'm not loving the swap.
Big shotgun look like Lauren. Dude, I literally look at my cats and I'll just be like, I'll just say those lyrics to them. They'll like look at me like, what? And I'll just be like, you know what I mean. And they'll be like,
why are you talking like that?
Yeah, what is going on?
Oh my gosh, dude. This is wild. I'm gonna
I
try
can hear. Yo,
Okay.
Numi, same as you, man. I can hear Tucker in one of the other rooms, like he's like chasing rabbits in his sleep right now. Like he's doing those little like woof, 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 and scratching his.
Like this dude is literally like he just goes. He knows what makes me mad, and that's going on my counters and places he shouldn't be. So where does he go every day when he wants attention? Right to those spots.
Naturally.
Yep.
Oh man.
I want to say one more thing about the exploitative versus whatever. We'll talk more with Andy tomorrow. Is I think I was making some big mistakes early when I was playing hoops, where I was getting exploitative on the wrong ends of boards in the 5th and 6th rounds, where it's like the range of outcomes are so much greater later in the drafts that I do think I was wrong in being like, yo, my 6th round pick is Keldon Johnson tonight. Like, I think he's so much better than everyone else who's around, right? Like, I think that was probably pretty bad, but I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, speaking of Keldon Johnson, boys, are we doing it or who do you like?
I enjoy Keldon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miles Turner's Q tag. Do we think he plays? That's a nice spot for him too.
I don't know. What's up with him?
I've seen some smart people take him.
I think he's definitely viable as a late round. He's hashtag popping in the sheet. One could say if you were to look at the new sheet I sent you, I'm pretty sure John would be actually clamoring for Miles Turner as he is rank 14 in terms of his 35 ADP.
Holy shit! Wow, that is popping in the sheet. That is hashtag gave his girl flowers yesterday, and a nice card popping in the sheets, if you know what I mean, boys.
Oh my lord! My
fuck is this guy talking about, dude? Seriously, what is he fucking talking about?
Where do you think Jason Tatum's actual ADP should be right now?
5.
So, yeah.
5?
I think it should be 3.94 in that
range.
I think it should literally be taking
not 0.93.
Wow.
No, Nez, that's way too much. No, I didn't know. I didn't mean 3.94. 3.9-4.
Okay, so
sorry, that's
Joker.
Yeah, I get you now. Joker. I think honestly, you could make a case for Joker, Luka, or Embiid in the top 3. Mine would be Jokic, Embiid, Doncic, LaMelo, Tatum.
And Tatum would go right there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the projections of what I'm looking at for him, so
yeah,
I can't see that of like exactly what it is. But this is just me spitballing what I think projection sites are going to put him out as. I think in terms of if you just look it up at ceiling and do the rank thing, it could matter a couple spots. But realistically, he has the same ceiling as those guys up there. If he's going to be playing against a Detroit team,
right? Okay. Let me play devil's advocate for 1 minute here and then we'll just close the book on hoops and do one puck draft.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no. Okay, if we know 6th round Tatum exists, what's our biggest point of leverage? Our biggest point of leverage is to let him fall as far as possible, right?
Yes.
Because 6th round Tatum can be drafted from any draft slot, right? So the combinations in which you can get with Tatum, they will be unique by thrusting him up because they won't have a 2nd round pick because Tatum is now that 2nd round pick. So they'll be unique no matter what. But our leverage is still going to be pushing him, right? He still has a 0 projection. He does have the big green thing. But if people are drafting on their phone, so I'd be really advocating to read your room right now because some 3rd round Tatum is still going to exist. Because what's going to happen right now is all the sickos are going to get the update on their phone. They're all going to hop in drafts. Like Numi was saying, he's like, yo, I got to get in drafts. They're all going to be thinking the exact fucking same thing. Got to get Tatum, got to get Tatum, got to get Tatum, right? And then they're not thinking about like the big picture of like, where does he fit? Where does it, whatever, how can we push it? So some 3rd round Tatum is still going to exist, but you're going to have to read your room. You're going to have to be in a room that doesn't have Chip, that doesn't have me, that doesn't have RT, that doesn't have Nez, that, you know, you're going to have to read the room for your decision there. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just kind of thinking out loud here that we jump to the conclusion of like, okay, now he's got to be 5th. Now we got to start drafting him at a 5th. Well, the principle still exists that like, hey, let's slide down a little bit here. And then, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling now. And
no, you're not. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You really do have to pay attention to.
Sorry, I got a little emergency here. Give me one.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think Chad's articulating it in a good fashion here. It's like if I can get round 3 Tatum, I'll take it, but not taking him in the first 2 rounds. I'll just take Jimmy, Jalen, fall into round 4 to get unique. Because by thrusting Tatum up, someone else has to fall, right? So for those who do have all their Tatum bullets in the chamber already, that makes a lot of sense what Chad's saying here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't blame people that want to continue to play this contest, but are doing the game theory aspect of like, I'm full fading Tatum. I think that actually makes a lot of sense. I probably won't do it because I am in line with what you say, John, which is like, if he's the guy you need, he's the guy you need. It doesn't really matter. But I also think that is an angle to take. I'm not guaranteeing it's profitable, but I think that that's something to do. Absolutely. Just like, all right, fuck it. Full fade Tatum. You know, I just, you know, he's going to do the Steph Curry 30-point night type of deal.
Right. Yeah. That's such a good comp. Let's bring that one back again. It was mentioned earlier. I think Nick mentioned it. The Steph Curry one. Everybody thought they were dead in the water because there was a night where Steph Curry got a midday downgrade to Q tag, and he was falling to like the 3rd, the 4th, and sometimes guys were getting it in like the 5th or 6th round for Steph, and everybody was showing off these like screenshots. Oh my God, look at these teams. Luka, Embiid plus Steph, because like they were all like falling. It's a very interesting suggestion to just be like, hey man, what if we just get that game from them? What if we get, you know, we saw the weird ass rotation last night that included what did they do with Time Lord? They brought him off the bench and they didn't give him.
Yeah, it was
what
weird.
If they do something? What if the Celtics do something weird again tonight? They go like, hey, everybody's back, but it's before the All-Star break. It's a shitty Detroit team. What if we just go like, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes here? Sam Hurst still plays, or Sam Hauser still plays. Brogdon still gets his like 22 off the bench. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and there was like they had like the coach's comments like or some beat reporter was like, yep, everybody's resting, like they're resting their key starters, and then one after the other was like popping up like, oh, a little more optimistic, and it was like they're definitely playing, and then it didn't matter, which is cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, here you go. SD coming in with the bold prediction that Tatum's not in the winning lineup tonight. Very interesting. I like that shout. Very interesting take. Yeah, I don't know. Just range outcomes. Talking about range outcomes, we beat the shit to death. Everybody's going to make their own decisions now because they're grown-ups, but really, really fun slate. And I don't think this should deter anyone from continuing to draft. I think there's going to be, I think it adds a wrinkle to the game that is It is very, very fun. Man, there are so many contests to draft right now. I can't wait to start getting more into the baseball stuff. We might have to do baseball on. Oh, I guess I got no more shows this. We'll do baseball soon. The puck.
All right, man.
How's the model? How's the model looking, my friend?
The model is getting put to the test because insane amount of superstars today.
Ooh,
particularly a one Austin Matthews coming back, which we have one of our co-hosts here with hoarding a couple 5th round, 6th round, 4th round shares of said Austin Matthews. Now, because puck is like baseball in a way, that's not anything to be upset about. Like we should assume that a lot of people have late round Austin Matthews. Some people are going to swap to him. Because it's like baseball where like he's not guaranteed to blow up. I mean, yeah, he's one of the best players in hockey. It's not necessarily a boon to us playing hockey today. I just want to say that. It's not like Jason Tatum going in the 6th. It's not that crazy. It's right. but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Just know that. He should still be taken. He went from no ADP to like a 15 ADP. So yeah, we've got.
Yeah. And GA was saying that like some of the sharp drafters last night were even mixing him in already too. But Nez, before we move on and jump into draft here, Touch of Green shouting out the model here.
No shit.
A silver and a bronze last night, thanks to the Nez model. You love to see it.
Let's go, man.
You love to see it.
I'm just trying to help the people, man. We can
the model.
We can grow. We can grow the hockey. We can grow the hockey contest. I'm telling you.
I don't know. We're gonna find out as soon as we jump in here what Austin Matthews' current status.
That's a good point. GA is that like it is like the juiciest goddamn matchup you could probably think of.
Against the worst team in hockey.
Yeah. The Blackhawks are an absolute disgrace. I mean, the Habs are out here hanging 4 on them. They can't even score a goal against them. Like it's bad. It's bad in Blackhawk country, but I don't care. Kind of fuck the Blackhawks because they beat the Pens some in big games whenever I was younger. So fuck them.
Jeez, look at that! Yikes!
What the red badges?
Just draft them. Run.
All the sickos are out.
Yeah, just run.
Chip's gonna be in my DMs and T minus 10 seconds asking who to take here.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I love my late round Tatum shares, but I'll still be building lineups with him going in the earlier rounds just to get different builds. I fully agree with that, Nick. And like, yeah, Chad brings up a good point that it's like the 6th round Curry. I wouldn't say it didn't matter. Yes, I know accuse me of John using the old hyperbole for effect there. I would never do such a thing. But yeah, it just it didn't matter in like that lineup didn't win. It obviously mattered in terms of like how good your profile looked for that night, how good the portfolio looked for that evening.
All right, McDavid goes. So
yeah, Connor McGowan.
I've been going Draisaitl, but McKinnon is obviously he's going to be taking a lot of shots every night. I just like taking Draisaitl.
Okay. I'm going with the model. I'm trusting the model tonight.
Yeah.
Leon.
And I just want to say real quick, the model went nuclear on. Well, we didn't win a lot last night because I didn't cash in the double ups. However, Jason Robinson, J-Rob went nut, and that was that was like the play. That was the play of the day. Yeah, you gotta watch Succession. That's what that comes from. You gotta watch Succession. Okay. Great show.
Great show.
Is that HBO?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good.
Chip, let me if I was Chip here,
if I was Chip here,
you can probably just go ADP here. Nylander looks to be a little bit of a value. He goes 80. Oh, he takes Austin Matthews. Okay.
Nylander. It's Nylander.
It's
William Nylander.
The Y is an I. Why is the Y an E in wherever the hell he comes from? Nylander.
Oh man.
Dude, I will say I did some full court presses this morning and got a few 5th and 6th round Jason Tatum, and that's fun.
Okay, dude. This is a safer work show here. Quit beating yourself up. Come on.
Rodney Ruxin.
Guys,
forever
roster.
unseen.
Yeah, he's roster baiting on stream.
God, dude, there's children watching.
Oh. Yeah, Hawks going the tank for Bedard route. All right, so the big wild card of Austin Matthews. Is
All right, so
off
is that
the table
Heeman?
now. No, that's Heineman.
Now that's Heineman.
Isn't it Hyman?
It's like Hyman.
Yeah.
It looks like something else. So we can do a stack.
You want to? Who's Evander playing with? Is this the line now?
Hey, I saw Evander Kane has an average of 8+ shots on goal at home. They're at home.
At home splits. At home splits.
Let me get it. It was a fun little thing. Granted, it was more towards like the shot on goal prop, but
shots on goal are D's.
Are D's.
It says,
wow, they're running with this line. So we stacked a line that doesn't even exist anymore. So that was good.
Doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter.
Evander Kane shoots more at home. Average on the road are 4.9 a game.
Who do you guys like here?
At home, it's 8 attempts.
Head defense, D-men are kind of hard to like. There's not a lot of good D-men tonight, in my opinion. Like Riley is definitely a good one, just because they're playing Chicago. But otherwise, there's not a lot of D-men here that I think can like break the slate necessarily.
Okay. We think
Rasmus Dahlin going against the Anaheim Ducks.
Did Evander Kane's get his neck sliced open once upon a time?
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Brother had what done?
I was not a big Evander
skate
fan growing up. He grew up around here, and
isn't he the one that has all like the off the ice betting problem?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
They all do. It's just a matter of if it's in the public eye or not.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know if he was the one that got caught. But I thought there was a hockey player that got caught or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Panarin is like always like an option for you, but
bread man.
I think Dahlin might be a good option. All right, you're just gonna go Adam Fox, whatever. There you go. Stack it up. Stack.
With the bread man.
I was wondering. I was like, wait, didn't we just take someone? Like, who are we picking here? I'm like, oh, it's for Chip. God damn.
Just helping Chip out. Chip's going rogue a little bit. He won $3 last night.
Was trying to help us too. We just didn't.
Yeah, we missed it. Chip won $2 last night. And now he's going rogue.
A co-host was also trying to help you too, but you know,
dude, who's is it? Is it John's model? Is it Numi's model?
I mean, Numi was trying to help you out with drive.
All right, model boy.
Some useless split.
Model boy, what do we got?
8 shots at home, baby. That's not useless.
So Larkin has some good shots. Larkin looks kind of good, but Tavares as well. Looks decent.
Let's do Larkin.
Larkin won me a lot of money.
Nice.
All right. So now we got to go. We don't have to go goalie.
Kind of makes sense to go with.
Give me a name and I'll tell you if I like them. Because I got a name.
Ryan Elliott?
It's unrelated. Elliott? I don't know if I have Elliott on here.
Well, I think it's because slated to start. No, that was last game. Yeah, he played last night. It's back to back for Tampa Bay.
I like Boldy. Yeah, he's down low. 30s.
Okay, well, give me someone else to pick now.
Kane's fine.
We're getting Kane. Who do you like?
I do like Panarin and Kreider from the Rangers. Kane is in the model, but he wasn't necessarily somebody that I was like in love with, but I think he's fine for a 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Don't we need a goalie now?
Yeah, but
yes,
goalie schmoly.
The old puck stopper. Knocking down biscuits.
Who's tending the twine? Who's between the pipes? Let's see.
Between the pipes for us, baby.
Oh man. So Connor Ingram is in for the Coyotes, but that's not necessarily somebody that you're clamoring over.
No, I don't think we want no Connor Ingram.
The Flower is in for the Wild, but like Flower kind of sucks.
Yeah, he's dust.
We got Georgiev for the Avs. But
Georgiev.
he's going to get a lot of shots on him, is my understanding.
The Wild are going to pepper him.
I mean, kind of. It's kind of what they do, right? Like Krill is expected to get his shots up. So is Boldy. So what about the this? I love the name of the Sabres goalkeep that is that's unconfirmed. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Man, that's a name. That's a fucking name.
That's a tongue
That's a
twister.
straight traded player.
And
someone create a player.
And he's going against the Ducks.
John Gibson is a creative player name.
John Gibson. That's a Hall of Fame baseball player.
Yeah, that's a default. Jack Campbell. That's a default name.
Jack Campbell. Not a hockey guy.
Not hockey.
I don't want a guy named Jack Campbell in between the pipes for me.
Well, it's interesting because they have Stuart Skinner ahead, but then they have no projection for Skinner.
They don't know shit. Like, this is just like idiots drafting that push them up. We want Ukko-Pekka.
Ukko-Pekka. We want this guy?
Ukko-Pekka. Yeah, definitely.
All right, Ukko-Pekka. The key to the slate tonight, Nez's lock of the century.
Never said that.
The model is saying
7 goals to Calgary.
This Tendy got 7 against last game, 4 the game before that, and 2 the game before that. But he's playing the Ducks. Let's go.
And he was hung out to dry last time by his mates. That was the problem. They hung him out to dry.
You're right. You know what? It's so true. I did notice that last game when I was watching Ukko-Pekka
Luukkonen
draft a starting goalie, right?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know. There's something way up here. You guys keep going. Someone was talking about. You guys talked about it. Someone answered. I know Wooby asked way on before you guys probably talked about it when I was gone. He asked like what Deposit Kingdom Discord channel we use, and we have threads in there if you know how to use those.
Yeah,
and
if you need help.
Here.
And specifically for anyone that isn't in the Discord, yes, join the Deposit Kingdom Discord Badge Bros channel, and then all of the threads will be, if you're on desktop or mobile, top right. It'll be that little hashtag, little button looking thing. Just click that. You'll open them up. You'll see the puck, the baseball, NBA. John's going to go do the Lord's work here and show you.
So you go Deposit Kingdom over here, and then you will see that within the Deposit Kingdom, we have the Badge Bros channel under the shows tab. And then under that, there's like all these little micro breakdowns for every specific slate we're discussing. So the main one goes popping off sometimes. It used to go popping off all the time. But if you're looking for something slate specific, like the Hoops guys will be chatting as news comes out the remainder of the day here. The baseball guys are chatting some here. Obviously, the playoff basketball stuff is a little quieter these days. We might have to just change that to the big board or something like that. And then golf and puck all in there.
Yeah.
But this is the thing you're looking for. And this little click, this little create an invite here, I did that this morning and it's in the show notes below, but I will put it in the chat one last time for the good people.
Yeah, and if you click that top right, the little thread icon, that's how you'll actually get those to show up. You have to click the thread icon there and then actually join the thread for it to be one of your active threads. Otherwise, that's why you won't see them if you just join the Discord itself. So you'll join that, join a thread, and just literally join it, and you're good to go. So come in there, talk.
Perfect. Absolutely. All right, do us a favor. Thank you for hanging out so much. I always forget to say nice things along the way about hitting the button and all that sort of stuff. I'll get better at it. But do us a favor, hit that like. It goes a long ways for us on the way out the door. GA saying that the Ducks are going draft a starting goalie, but he's saying that the Ducks are going undrafted, which is huge oversight in my mind because, one, Trevor Zegras, the best player in hockey, is on that team. So I might say the model is broken. But
oh, come on. Come on. We're not
right.
touting Ducks on here. Jeez.
Okay,
we're
fine.
Touting Ducks.
All right. Appreciate everyone hanging out. Fun show. Go draft some Jason Tatum or fade him at your own risk. See what's up there. We will have Andy from Club Top Shot and a whole bunch of other stuff tomorrow, and we'll be talking some more hoops. But we'll start with some evergreen stuff, and then we'll dive into, it's a short slate tomorrow, 3-gamer, and we'll draft some with him and talk through that. Anything else to add, gentlemen?
Nope. That was well put. See you guys tomorrow. Should be a good one. Andy's really insightful. So come with some questions.
Really smart guy.
And definitely don't want to miss that one for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Best of luck in the hoop streets tonight. Best of luck on the ice, my friends. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe on the way out the door. We'll be hanging out in the Posit Kingdom Discord the remainder of the day. And if you're not playing Underdog Fantasy, what are you doing with your time? Use promo code BADGE.
What do you get with that?
You get 100% match deposit up to $100 USD. Shit. All right, everybody's favorite time of the show. The end. Peace.